On this soggy Thursday morning, rain storms continuing. It's tapering off in some spots, but still heavy in other areas. Front seat view from Brandon Wells in the Tulsa Metro this morning as he's traveled just kind of all the roads just to give you an idea of what you're going to face as you head out the door if you haven't already done so this morning. Again, in some spots those rain rates have tapered off as he kind of travels I-244 heading over towards Highway 169. You can see traffic flow is good. Of course, we've gotten past kind of the worst of morning rush hours. That certainly helps. But you know, I'm watching the shot and still been seeing a few folks zipping by a little too fast this morning. So back off the gas pedal a little bit. Just be smart with your morning and a midday drive. Rain, still pretty solid light to moderate rain across most of the metro, occasionally a lightning strike or two, but overall rain rates are starting to diminish from where they were just an hour or two ago. But there are still some pockets of heavy storms. One that's headed over Lake Eufaula right now. That one's actually strengthening with more lightning increasing, maybe even some small hail potential for folks around Eufaula and Lake Eufaula. Be aware of that. And then storms that have been between about Oklahoma City and Stroud to Welty. These are not severe, but they are still showing some small hail potential and even some gusty wind potential as those head east between I-44 and I-40. So we'll be watching those. And also that's I showed you the strong storm near Lake Eufaula, but that also extends down to about Stigler, northern LaFleur County as well. These are slow moving at times, so there will be, you know, kind of those flood prone areas, typical flood prone areas. If you're under these repeated rounds of heavy storms, watch those areas because those could fill up relatively quickly this morning. Roller coaster rain and storm timeline, but you can tell where the highest chances are centered today through the weekend on the morning time frames. This morning, Friday morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning. We're going to keep doing this process here for a while, and at times some of those could be strong to severe. It looks like particularly tomorrow morning. Additional rainfall on top of what we've had already. Now we're really hoping that this pans out as far as it being this widespread, but we're seeing these purple and red shades here. That would be the indication of another 2 to 3 inches of rain, locally higher amounts over the next 5 days. Now you know the drill because we've had this a lot where, you know, not everyone will see this. This is the general trend that we've seen, but some spots will get less than others. That's just how it always goes. But we are hoping for continued good soakers pretty much area-wide through the end of the week, into the weekend, which is very much needed, of course, with the ongoing drought. High temperatures today. Normal high would be about 92 to 93. We're going to be in the lower 80s. Some cloudier spots could even hold in the upper 70s at times. Low to mid 80s in southeastern Oklahoma. Again, areas that see a couple sun breaks will go a little bit warmer, but certainly by July standards, looking pretty good. So morning storms continue. By this afternoon, they'll be on a downward trend, and then mid to late afternoon into the evening looks primarily quiet and dry. And then we do it all over again tomorrow morning. Another complex of storms comes diving south and southeast out of Kansas. Now this one tomorrow morning looks like it could have a slightly higher severe weather potential with it, with a wind and hail threat this time tomorrow. So that one we're going to be watching pretty closely. And as I mentioned, as we head into Saturday and Sunday, we kind of repeat the process. But that severe weather threat for tomorrow morning is up a little bit compared to the past couple of days with, as I mentioned, large hail, damaging winds likely to be the primary threats that we'll be watching for early tomorrow. But the storm chances will keep the below normal temperatures going, not just today, but for the rest of the week into the weekend. Highs in the 80s, low 80s today, mid 80s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Eventually, the pattern will change a little bit, bring the rain chances down, to bring the temperatures back up early next week.